So, because I haven't had a lot of experience in the classroom yet that I'm working with, it's kind of hard to determine my complete role in the classroom. So, I'm doing the second topic on focusing on myself within the classroom. Um, so far, my role has been really just helping Shannon out with what she needs. I've had a couple times, or well, the two times I've been there, I've worked with the foreign, um, non-native English speaking students who, I mean, math is a whole different language within itself, and then these students who don't speak English very well, it's pretty hard to explain to them how to do these algebra questions. So that's something that I've really been doing within the classroom, is working really just one-on-one with these students who need a lot of help, who are on their own and feel that they need like constant one-on-one help. A lot of it for me is done through diagrams. So I've been doing a lot of drawing out for, solving for X and kind of trying to show my steps. It's definitely something I could use work with, or maybe even help with. I feel as if these girls have no idea at all what I'm talking about, and it's hard for me to find different outlets of explaining some things, especially when I'm not super fluent in this, but also explaining it in a way that they might even be able to understand, because without them speaking English very well, it's hard to even like talk about math. And so maybe looking for a different outlet for that would be something that I could work on. But really, when looking at the question as a whole, like what my overall role is in this classroom, it's pretty much just assisting the teacher, assisting Shannon, and helping the students get through some of their assignments that they need to get through, get caught up, get through the worksheets, let them correlate the PowerPoint videos that they've watched with the worksheets that they need to work on, or the quizzes that they need to do. So that's a big role of what I do then. I'm connecting with the students fairly well. The classroom that I'm in, there's a lot of different behavior sort of issues that are in the classroom, because there's such a diversity. There's different places that these women are at in their classroom. So there's a lot of behavior. A lot of the students are pretty sassy, not really like towards me. I've never had any student like be rude towards me, but sometimes I'll like try to be explaining something and they'll just give me like completely blank stares, and then they're like, I'm not doing this and stuff. And I'm just like, I guess I don't really know how to react to that sometimes. And I know in my teaching, I'm going to need to learn how to react to that. It's just like, as my role as like a teaching aide, I'm kind of just like, okay, well, maybe you work on something else. Like kind of just take the easy, like, okay, like maybe just take a 5-minute break, get some water, like get some air, just kind of giving these girls these moral support. Because it's like hard for me to be super hard on these students, and like, not that I should be as a teaching aide, but being like hard on these students, because I just like, I have this kind of overwhelming feeling of sympathy for them, which I mean is maybe something that I should work on myself, that I shouldn't be so sympathetic in the sense that like it's altering how I'm helping these kids, and I know that about myself. So that's something that I've like kind of taken into account. But otherwise, I'm connecting pretty well with them. I really do like them. They're great. They're really nice. And seeing them even just like attempting to try to do this work and attempting to learn is just like so awesome for me to watch and help with, because they're so bound and determined, and they just have huge outline reasons why. I mean, they're doing this for their kid or their family, so it's something that's really awesome to watch and be a part of. The teacher like activities or behaviors that I have, like trying to emphasize, it's like I do the teacher crouch, and I don't know if that really makes any sense, but if I'm working with someone at a desk, I'll like crouch down like next to them, and I'll like take their pencil. And I always remember being a student and being like, why don't they just carry around pens and pencils if they're just going to constantly take ours? And then as now I'm finding myself like taking their pencil and being like, can I use this? And writing all over their paper and like trying to give examples, and then like getting down to their level, which is something that I always appreciated for teachers when they got down to my level and they kind of broke things down and worked through things with me. I feel as if I was sitting at a desk and a teacher was kind of just like towering over me. It was more overwhelming than like when they kind of got down to my level and tried to like help me out. So I feel that that fits. What's been a little more uncomfortable for me, well, I mean, overall, because I'm in a math classroom, that's been overall uncomfortable for me, sort of. I use the answer book a lot for these work assignments, and I like go from there. I try to like, and this might not be very good, but I've kind of like steer clear a little bit from geometry because I like struggled with geometry for some reason. It just wasn't for me. Algebra and me got along a little better, but so like when I'm helping these girls, and I haven't tried to do geometry since like 10th grade or something. So when I'm helping these girls with that, it's something that I really try to like just go step by step from like the answer key, which might hinder the way I'm expressing how you're supposed to be doing something or putting it in different forms. So that's something I could definitely work on. And that relates like to my anxiety within being in this classroom. Like I'm trying to teach material that I'm not currently studying and haven't studied since high school and like was never my strong suit. What feels really joyful in the classroom is just my impact that I'm having on these girls' lives. They can kind of talk to me, and though we haven't gotten to the level where they're like telling me everything that's going on in their life or looking for me as like an outlet, I've been able to have conversations with these girls and kind of just like feel this sense of joy and like connection within this classroom, especially for these students who are going through a lot. Like their life is so completely different and more complicated than mine, in a sense that they're doing real life adult things. And some of these girls have different home lives than a lot of other people that I associate with. And some of these girls, you know, don't have any of the life experiences that I've been able to go through. So like picking this up and learning this, even just in a classroom setting, even in a math class, like I feel that it's super rewarding and super joyful for me. And some things that I'm kind of noticing about myself, I love interacting with like the students as much as I can, like asking them how their day is, even if they like are looking at me and they're like, who the heck is this? Like, I don't even know if I want to talk to her. But I mean, I've noticed that about myself, and I'm also using like teacher language sometimes, which is kind of like weird. I'll be like, well, how would you feel that you could do this? Or like, what are some steps that you took to get to this point? Or like, explain to me your process. And, you know, instead of just like answering the question straight up, or being like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave you to work on this for a little bit and I'll come check on you in a little bit. And that sort of like language that teachers use with me, I find myself using that in my classroom. So overall, though I've only had 2 times of experience there, I've felt that I really do enjoy it. And the biggest thing that I really enjoy is just the overall community that's built in this school and the curriculum. So I find it very rewarding to be a part of this program.